study is not an easy study, right? Because we have to study the commentaries of Adi Shankaracharya in Sanskrit. So he has explained all these ideas in Sanskrit. So we have to get our Sanskrit to a level where we can actually begin to understand all these sophisticated ideas. And then we need to really understand very accurately. There is no room for vagueness in this study. Okay? So his ability to understand the commentaries was outstanding. His Sanskrit skills were outstanding. So everybody was kind of looking up to him, right? It's like this guy is a genius. Now, after 1.5 years, this was a 3-year course, this guy comes to me one day and he says, Vedanta is not working for me, I want to leave. So that was so different from what everybody saw him as, this genius who knows it all. Now he says, Vedanta is not working for me. I was really surprised. So I said, what do you mean Vedanta is not so bright? So then he tells me a story about his life. So he says that I grew up in Orissa in a small town and I'm an adopted child. So I don't even know who my parents are. So he says I grew up with a lot of this thing that, why did my parents abandon me? So I didn't know who my real parents were. And the people who adopted me, my father who was a police officer. So he was a very strict disciplinarian. So every time I did something little wrong, he would beat me up. So then what happened is that the burden of my not having my real parents and my father, the father who adopted me, beating me up had such a huge impact on me that I once ran away from home. And he ran away from home. And he went to Krishna. You would never imagine this person having this life. He ran away from home and he went to Rishikesh. And what was he doing in Rishikesh? He was a priest at ISKCON temple. So he was every day doing this puja to then this Krishna's this thing. Then while he was in Rishikesh, he heard that Swami Dayananda is having a course, 3.5 days. So he was a little bright, but he himself didn't know because he was so troubled. So he decided to join the course, and this is how he came to Coimbatore to join the course. Now, he himself didn't know that his cognitive skills were so high. So he was a genius as far as understanding things were concerned. But when his mind got a little, now he had this teacher with him. He had a certain comfortable environment. What happened is all this pain that he had in himself, which was unaddressed, not reflected on. What happened is it started coming out. So that means at times that emotional pain became so high that he was not able to sit in the class. So then he says, I'm unable to sit in the class, and then he says, Vedanta doesn't work for me because I understand all of this cognitively, but my emotional turmoil is so high and I'm not able to do anything to overcome that.
So how does one then?
So exactly.
So but the moment he has that little window, immediately he started.
Let me just tell you the story. So what happens is, now what I want to show through this exactly is how human mind is. Okay? So what has happened is exactly lack of reflection of what is what. The way he has dealt with all these different things that happen in his life is what? Shoved and kept himself. This is what we call what? Keeping your life going and doing activities and doing things and never addressing this is the value. Never addressing what really is going on in your mind. So at one point, what happened is that it became unsustainable for him. So now he tells me that my emotional this thing is not getting solved, so I'm leaving. I said, did you tell Swamiji? He says, no, I don't want to tell Swamiji. Then I told him, Because what was his conclusion? Vedanta doesn't work. That was his conclusion. So I said, no, one thing is, it's not that Vedanta has created this burden in you. This burden was already there. It was already there, but somehow it did not surface. Why? It did not surface because you found different escapes. This is what we call, this is the value. You found different escapes to dodge it and never to actually face it. Now, this problem has come to you. You have no escapes. You can't go out. You are in the ashram. There is no movie. There is no nothing. There is no, you are just here. And day after day after day, what you hear is the reality. So you can't find a way to escape this that you have been shoving in. Now, you have two choices. One is what? You run away because you find it really hard. What will you solve? What will you solve? These things that are there, they will remain. Just because you run away to some place, they are not going to disappear. But what you will do is what? Again escape. So therefore, once at some point in your life, you have to decide whether you are going to continue to escape or you are going to face. Now you have an opportunity. You have a master teacher like Swamiji. You not only have a master teacher like Swamiji, but he is emotionally extremely intelligent. So he will help you in this whole process. The Shastra helps you. Forget him, even Shastra helps you. So now, either you can actually choose to deal with it, or again, that's your choice. But please understand, it's not Vedanta which is producing the pain. That pain was already there. Absolutely, that is not working. Do you understand? It's a blame again. Then, what happened is that I said, no, please go and talk to Swamiji. So then he then went to speak to Swamiji. This is a nice story to hear. Swamiji says that, Swamiji was emotionally so intelligent. He says, yeah, I understand that this pain is now surfacing in a way that is not allowing you to listen to Vedanta anymore. So it's counterproductive if I tell you to sit in the class. So he says, you leave for 1 month. You go to, he sent him to this Amarkantakam. Amarkantakam is, where the source of Narmada. Narmada starts there. So people do this Narmada Parikrama. This spiritual world is something which is interesting. You cannot imagine what all people do. The source of Narmada you go, which is in Madhya Pradesh, Amarkantakam. And then you do what? This whole entire Narmada Parikrama, which can take 1 year. But he says, no, you don't do all of that. You just stay for 1 month and you try to little bit reflect on your life, what had happened. And if you feel like crying, cry. It's okay. Right? Because there is a lot of sorrow. There is a lot of feelings which are unaddressed. And right now it is not allowing you to listen to this anymore. So you do whatever. You just live with that sadness, live with that thing, and then you come back afterwards. So he went for a month, and whatever he did, he because he was intelligent, and in Vedanta class all of this comes. So he had some tools to help himself or to process his sadness or whatever. And he came back after a month. He was relatively better, but it's not like in 1 month you can sort out everything that you had not addressed for so many years. Now, as the end of, but he could survive the rest of the course. At the end of the course, Swamiji says, even though he was I think he was really by far the most brilliant person in our course. Swamiji didn't say, now you go and teach. Swamiji knew still what? The heaviness or the burden he was carrying with him. It had not yet totally been processed. So he says, you need nourishment in life because you have had very difficult childhood. You have not had a family. You have not had a nurturing environment. You haven't had a nourishing environment. So, if I make you a teacher, emotionally you are not ready yet. So what Swamiji did is, you need this nourishment. So he sent him to NIIT. NIIT is this, that IT this thing. And this guy was so brilliant, he came first. And after that, he came first, Swamiji helped him to get a job. Because Swamiji knows so many people. He got him a really good job. Then he was so bright that he was sent to Poland and he was sent to different parts in Europe. Then he met some woman from Orissa. Then he got married. Then he had a child. So that means the whole trajectory of his life what changed. He began to receive what? Through professional success, through relationship. What happened is all that lack that he was carrying with him started getting. Did it take 1 year? Did it take 1 month? No, it took years. Then, just 2 years ago, I met him. After a long time, I met him. And he ran up to me and he says, Nima, Vedanta really works. Why does it work? Because now, what has he done? He has taken care of everything which was unaddressed. What was not addressed was huge. It kept interfering with his cognitive skills. So that means this solitude doesn't mean, in fact, he went back to the world. Solitude doesn't mean that he isolated. In fact, he went back to the world. But what he lacked in the world, the feeling of lack of love, feeling of not being treated well, all of that he addressed. That is through reflection, through distinguishing what I can change, what I cannot change, how I have to take responsibility for what happens to me and not constantly for the rest of my life being in a blaming mode or a self-pitying mode. All this requires reflection. Vivikta Desha Sevitvam is about that reflection. That reflection that we all have to do in order for Vedanta to work for us. Until then, we are just patching up. Right? And then what happens? Vedanta gives us a lovely escape. Vedanta itself gives us an escape. If we don't take it well, what is the escape? I'm the whole. I'm one. Do you understand? That is the biggest escape. So therefore, it is actually learning to, this is a big value. Unless you spend some time with yourself, there is never going to be a time which will allow you to sort out. And in that sorting out, what happens is you need what? Sometimes somebody's help. Because the pictures that you have created of reality are so real for you, it's very hard for you to get out of it. For you to distinguish exactly what is a fact and what is my added story to it. So this is why recently there was this guy, he's visiting and he went to, and as a summer job, he went to Hong Kong to do something. And one of the things, he went to teach. And for that one student is writing back to him saying that, I really loved your class. He was teaching some totally different thing, but I'm suicidal. So now what do I do? So now this young boy is asking me, what should I tell her? So I said, before you start, our tendency is what? You start telling her. This is that all of us do that. Right? We keep giving advice, oh, this is not good, your life is precious, oh, But I said, before you say anything to her, ask her why she's thinking what she's thinking. What happens is that we never have time to, we only are stuck with feelings which are overwhelming. But we never spend time. What is it? What is my story which makes the feelings which are overwhelming for me? And in those stories, there are some facts. This is why it becomes difficult. It's not like you're totally imagining. there are some facts, but there are some additions. The minute you understand what are those additions and begin to bring your mind back to facts, what will happen? All these loads, the overwhelming nature of things will subside. So this is why instead of giving an advice, make her understand where are her projections and let her help her to correct it. That is the best service that you can do to anybody. Right? So this is a big value. This is a wonderful value of, and if you take it superficially, it seems as though for spirituality you have to withdraw yourself from the world. In fact, what Swamiji did was exactly the opposite. Right? That the very world which gave you so much pain, that very world you have to make it work for you. That is, and how will you do it? Only through reflection. You can't change other people. The other people will continue to be who you are. If he wanted his whole life went in, why did my father do this to me? He did it. Right? Having that, is he able to change it? He is not able to change it. So much of our life goes in trying to change things that we cannot change. And not making enough changes where we can. And even sorting out what is it which is in my picture, which is what is a fact and what is my illusion. All this if we don't do, you can listen to million Vedanta classes. Your mind remains the same. And with that mind, Vedanta only can penetrate that much. It can't penetrate. Because by the time the words come to you, they get twisted. So this is the mind, living judiciously. Nice, these are nice values. They are really something which are so deep in us that we need to actually use this book. Otherwise what happens, all kinds of complexes we live with and there is no end to it. Okay, so next we will see Parantigit Janasasana. Okay. Do you have any other? I think last time, Anupa, you want to talk about what are the kind of things that we were talking about that people ask you, are you alone, things like that.
Yeah, so Nima, you were saying that you went to an exhibition and everybody kind of, was like design one or something and met a bunch of people. Yeah, exactly.
So I think I was saying. So this whole, there is not only, we ourselves have this inadequacy that we impute on ourselves, but it is also the society in which we live. So I was giving an example, right? That being alone is seen as something which is uncomfortable.
And people read it
like that, right? So I was giving an example that one of my, nowadays I never go, but I just had come to Bombay and a couple of my friends were having this, their stall in this design one. So they said, you please come. So I was doing my classes and on the way back, it was at NSC. So I said, okay, I'm passing by, let me stop by. So as I stopped by, so I met some students of mine, and the first question they asked me is, are you alone? For me, I was like, what? So, and they ask not just simple, are you alone? It is all loaded. Are you alone? Exactly. So that means, what does it mean?
It means you have no friends.
You have no
friends.
Absolutely.
You have no judge.
You're lonely. You're lonely. You have no friends. You're a loser. See, it actually can really. So that
because
means,
design one is
people are so
like
social
social pack thing.
I just think people are so think on the same page as that home is actually.
which is absolutely in the
This one I
US.
don't know, maybe that's true.
I know.
Nima, this Emma Watson is an actress who came up with this idea of self-partnering. It's so
Oh yeah. So
Self-partnering.
what is it?
So basically, it's the
Yeah.
idea of exactly what you're saying, that you make yourself into that person that you would love to be a friend of, or partner with, and then you find different people to fulfill different aspects of your life. Like but there's not only one way of. Her thing was that anyone keeps saying, "Oh, like in India you say, you settle
And
down."
single, yeah.
Settling
No,
down.
like they ask you
You're
after you get
lonely.
married, are
Yeah,
you settled? I mean, like, the most unsettling experience. It is, right? Like, I just everything in your life changes, and then you go, are you settled? How the hell can I be settled?
Like you're a peaceful celibate.
Like, yeah. And I know, what am I supposed to be settled?
All your comments is surprisingly looking at.
I'm still settling in.
Shall is being quiet, like a wise person.
Like,
Are you
honestly.
married? Are you happy there? There's no such thing. Like if one guy meets another guy in a bar and he's alone, you'll be like, no, you're alone. Yeah, wow. Right? You don't know that for me.
Women have different values.
So it's
and
interesting.
You
Yeah,
see the
that's-
men smiling. Oh, my wife is not in town.
happy then.
So that
No,
is-
women who smile.
So that is so being with yourself can be a celebration, right?
Yeah.
So
This Saturday thing, I find it so fun. Like,
Yeah.
Saturday and Saturday.
yeah.
People think of this as still young. We are like very happy to be home.
For example, someone has lost their loved ones.
Yes.
We don't want to reflect. We don't want to spend that time. We're constantly moving. So there are two things. What Malini is saying is there are two ways that people deal with grief. One is they don't want to sit and think about it, so they keep themselves busy.
And keep moving.
The second is you withdraw and you are always with yourself, but you are not doing reflection. You are only caught in your both. That's the thing. As I told you, the value for solitude is not like you sit, if you're sitting alone, but if you're not reflecting, it is as counterproductive as your escape.
It can be worse if you're adding your own, making more stories.
More
on your
stories. Super.
Yeah, more
See,
damage
this
than-
is
Yeah,
why
one
one
of
of these symptoms of depression is you withdraw from the world and you sit on your own, right? Because you have such a grief with this thing, you don't want to go out and you see everything is pointless and all that. And what happens is when you sit alone at home, what is happening? Your depression is going up instead of down. Why? Because your stories are increasing, your reflection is reducing. So this is why a psychologist will say now step out and you